السرايا المراقبة مستهدفة دبابة. واحد النوم.
The San Bernardino National Wildlife Refuge is usually a place where the only sounds are desert winds and the trickling of water in rivers and ponds. However, in recent months, government contractors worked day and night to rapidly build barriers in remote, federally controlled lands like these. Now, as President Joe Biden pledges to halt wall construction, scientists like Miles Trapphagen worry damage has already been done to native species. The refuge is tucked in the far reaches of the desert, which sees little human migration.
This is a migratory corridor for wildlife, and it has been for thousands of years. And a lot of animals follow drainages like this. You know, it's an obvious thing to do in the desert.
Surrounding mountains and valleys, known as the Sky Islands, are critical land where mountain lion, javelina, bobcat, North American jaguar, and other species migrate across the border. Trapphagen has worked as a biologist here since 1996, using motion sensor cameras to track animal migration. After wall construction got underway, he says the animals all but disappeared.
But since the border wall has been built, you have a 30-foot steel wall with gaps of only 4 inches wide between the steel bollards, and that's what they call the beams, is a bollard. So basically nothing larger than a cottontail rabbit could pass through the wall now. It's a huge impedance to all wildlife movement.
The Trump administration built more than 720 kilometers, or 450 miles of wall, much of it on federal land to avoid legal battles from private landowners. Officials waived regulations like the Endangered Species Act under a 2005 law allowing them to build on protected land like San Bernardino. In his final days in office, Trump visited the wall near McAllen, Texas.
Today we celebrate an extraordinary milestone, the completion of the promised 450 miles of border wall. 450 miles. Nobody realizes how big that is.
By focusing on federal lands, environmentalists say construction has had an outsized impact on vulnerable species. Builders also drained the local groundwater to mix wall concrete, drying out natural habitat for 4 threatened and endangered fish species. 10 miles away in Guadalupe Canyon, John Kirk, an activist and wildlife photographer, says wall crews already blasted through the mountains with dynamite, destroying critical habitat for the last remaining wild jaguars in the United States. Although President Biden ordered an immediate pause on construction, some environmentalists want him to go further and take down the existing walls.
That gives some hope to the animals that are in places where there is no barrier right now. Now, areas such as San Bernardino, this area, Coronado National Forest, Coronado National Monument, those are areas that ultimately we need to have those sections of wall taken down.
The Biden administration says it expects to develop a plan to address what to do with the border wall construction in the next 2 months. Megan Janetsky for VOA News, the San Bernardino National Wildlife Refuge, Arizona.